Right now, an AI is perfectly optimizing crew schedules for Ryanair in, like, milliseconds.
Yeah, but the actual planes those crews are supposed to fly, they're completely vulnerable to a 4,000-mile dust storm.
Exactly. And the fuel they need is trapped behind this wall of invisible oil tankers.
Which is just wild to think about.
It really is. Welcome to your custom-tailored deep dive into the August 13, 2026, 4 p.m. news brief. Today, our mission is to explore that exact contradiction. How our limitless digital ambitions are colliding violently with the stubborn realities of the tangible world. So, okay, let's unpack this, starting with what's happening right now in the Strait of Hormuz.
Well, the situation there has become incredibly tense and, frankly, completely opaque. And just to report exactly what the sources are saying without taking any sides here, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth stated today that the Pentagon can maintain a naval blockade of Iranian ports indefinitely.
Right, just rotating ships as needed.
Exactly. But then, meanwhile, Tehran claims they have absolute control over passage through the strait. And, no one moves without their green light.
So, again, we're just conveying the source material here. You have two completely incompatible realities being projected over the exact same waterway. But what's happened to the actual ships caught in the middle of all this?
They're essentially vanishing.
Wait, vanishing how?
Yeah, because of the recent Houthi drone strikes, Saudi tankers are actively disabling their tracking signals. They're taking these less visible routes to just avoid getting hit.
Wow. It's like a high-stakes game of maritime chess being played in the dark. These massive objects are out there moving, but the global dashboard is totally blind.
Right, and what's fascinating here is how that blindness breaks our economic models. Because these massive tankers are operating off the grid, independent tracking services simply can't measure regional oil flows anymore.
That's a huge problem.
It is. One of the most critical energy supply chains on Earth has effectively gone dark.
Yet, if you look at the financial markets today, Wall Street doesn't seem to care at all about a blind spot in global energy.
Oh, not even a little bit. They are completely mesmerized by the digital gold rush right now.
Right. I mean, the S&P 500 hit another record, largely driven by AI data storage demands. SanDisk surged 15%. Micron is up over 5%. But here's where it gets really interesting. I'm looking at Cisco's numbers, and they actually beat Wall Street's revenue forecasts for fiscal 2027.
Yeah, they had a solid forecast.
Right. But their stock just plunged 9%. That makes zero sense to me in an AI boom. Are investors just getting greedy, or is there some structural flaw in how we're valuing this tech?
It's really the brutal reality of capital expenditures. Investor expectations are so incredibly inflated right now that strong revenue forecasts they just don't cut it anymore.
Because the upfront costs are so high.
Exactly. Building AI infrastructure requires billions of dollars up front for data centers, the chips, the power. So the market is punishing Cisco because investors are demanding proof of immediate flawless profit margins to justify those massive sunk costs.
Got it.
The tech has to translate to actual operations right now, which is exactly why we're seeing companies like Ryanair deploying Google's Gemini models.
Yeah, they signed that 5-year deal to use AI for core operations, so actual crew scheduling, not just like a customer service chatbot.
Yes. The technology is leaping off the screen and literally being handed the keys to highly complex, real-world logistics.
But I mean, an AI can schedule a flight crew down to the second, and it won't matter at all if the sky itself is broken.
Oh, the weather data today is pretty staggering.
It really is. I mean, July was just recorded as the hottest month ever in the contiguous U.S.
Right.
We currently have Tropical Storm Lala threatening Hawaii with up to 20 inches of rain.
And don't forget the Saharan dust.
Right. That dust has literally traveled 4,000 miles across the ocean to choke the air in Texas. So what does this all mean? Why should you care about these overlapping global events?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it exposes a massive vulnerability. The smarter our AI gets at optimizing logistics, the more brittle those systems become when faced with a decidedly low-tech problem.
Like a massive storm taking out a grid.
Exactly. The entire AI boom requires enormous power grids, cooling systems, and highly functioning physical supply chains. When a historic heat wave throttles the power grid or a storm disrupts a shipping channel, the very foundation our digital world relies on starts to crack.
It's the ultimate paradox in today's news. We are building these highly optimized, perfectly rational digital brains, but they are housed in a wildly unpredictable analog world.
And the physical world always has the final say.
Always. Which leaves us with a critical thought for you to ponder as we wrap up today. As we increasingly hand over the operational controls of our supply chains, our power grids, and our airlines to AI, how will those systems cope when they are inevitably forced to navigate a human geopolitical blockade or an unprecedented climate event?